Good afternoon, dear students. Today you have an English lesson with me, Dana Bahытbековна. I am an English teacher in Sәкен Сейфуллин gymnasium. So let's start our lesson. Today we are looking at the second conditional. So let me introduce the aims of today's lesson. Today we are going to review the form of the second conditional. Also, we will practice using the second conditional to talk about different situations. So, I would like to start the lesson with a quick warm-up activity. So, what is the second conditional, guys? The second conditional is talking about the unreal situations, about the impossible situations, okay? So, here I give you two sentences. You should choose one of them. Which of these sentences is about an impossible situation? Is it A, if I were younger, I would go traveling? Or is it B, you will be cold if you leave without your coat? So, your answer is, yes, you are right. It's A. The right answer is A here. Let's read again. If I were younger, I would go traveling. Yes, sometimes some people want to go back in time and be younger. Somebody of you maybe want to go in childhood, but it's impossible. It's not real. It's not possible situation. That's why here the impossible situation is A. Great job, guys. Let's go on then. So, right now, dear students, you can get your pen, pencil, and paper and write down to start, because we are going to start to explain where and when we use the second conditional. So, we use the second conditional to talk about situations which are not real, purely hypothetical situations. For example, if I lived in Portugal, I would eat seafood every day. Pay attention to the first part of this sentence. If I lived in Portugal, if I lived, but I don't live there, and I'm not living there now. That's why it's not real situation here. So the next, we will use the second conditional with unlikely situations. For example, we would cancel the holiday if the weather forecast was bad. If the weather forecast was bad, but the weather forecast is not bad, the weather is usually sunny there. That's why here is unlikely situation. That's why we use this with the second conditional. I hope that you get the information. That's why let's do some practice here. Look at the screen. You should hear, guys, you should hear to match the starts and the endings of sentences by their meanings. I give you 1 minute for doing this exercise. So let's start then. Excellent. I hope that you have done this exercise. Let's check then. So, the first, if I were taller, I wouldn't need to wear high heels. You are right, and the answer is B. Yes. The second one, I could go wherever I wanted if I had a car. The answer is C. Yes, you're right. Excellent job. And the last one, if you broke my laptop, I would ask you to buy me a new one. You are right. Last one is A, and your job are very great. So let's move on. So I wanted to watch you a video. Let's listen and watch the video carefully.
Hi Sakina, it's good to see you.
Hi Abdurrahim, it's good to see you too.
Tell me, Abdurrahim, what would you do if you won $1 million?
Well, let me think about it. So, if I won $1 million, I would travel around the world. I would visit a lot of famous places. No doubt, I would stay in very expensive 5-star hotels. What else? I would buy expensive gifts for all my friends. What about you, Sakina? What would you do if you were a president?
Well, let me think a little bit. If I were a president, I would make some important social changes. For example, if I were a president, I would fight poverty. Adding to that, I would build more hospitals and health centers. What else? Yes, I would build more schools and universities.
That's great, Sakina. Let us stop dreaming and be real. I don't have any $1 million and you're not a president either.
So, dear students, I hope that you understand everything from the video. And from the dialogue between Sukaina and Abdurrahim, I hope that you find and understand some forms of the second conditional, because I want to explain to you the forms of the second conditional. How do we make the sentences in the second conditional? We have to write or say if, past simple, modal verb, and infinitive here. As you see, the second conditional sentence consists of two parts. The first part here is condition clause, and the second part here is result clause. So let's remember the dialogue between Sakina and Abdurrahim. So here, if I were a president, I would make some important social changes, said Sukaina, yeah? So here you can see if, yep, past simple were, modal verb would, and infinitive make. So go on. And here, guys, this sentence is structured right. Next sentence. If I won $1 million, I would travel around the world, said Abdurrahim. Yep. So, if, past simple won, modal verb would, also infinitive travel. So, in the last of the dialogue, Abdurrahim said that this was their dream, and all of they said it's not real, and that they should come back in real life. Yeah, it shows that these sentences are in the second conditional. So go on and do some practice. Look at the screen. I wanted to show you some sentences, and you have to say me which word is wrong in these sentences according to their forms. So the first sentence here, I will do my homework right now if I were you. So how do you think which word is wrong here? Yes, guys, you're right. The wrong word here is would, because we've said that we should put would or modal verb here. Yes, I would do my homework right now if I were you. The next sentence, if the shop is open an hour later, it wouldn't get so busy around 6 p.m. So your answer, which word is wrong here? Great job. The wrong word here is. Why? Because we've said that in the first part of the sentence, in condition clause, we use if, then past simple. That's why here should be was, not is. Next sentence. If there were longer summer holidays in the UK, children should felt happier. Your answer, which word is wrong here? Great job. Excellent. The wrong word here is felt, because after would, after modal verbs, we put infinitive, not the verb in the past simple. Okay? Excellent. And the last one, last sentence. I really think her work would improve if she stops talking so much in class. Word which is wrong is stops. Why? We've said that in condition clause we use if, then past simple, not the verb in the present simple. That's why we should put here if she stopped. Great job. Go on. Also, dear students, I wanted to say you some information about the second conditional. You should remember some things here. Yep. So, using where with I is correct in the second conditional. Yes, I know that we use was with I everywhere, but in the second conditional, if I were you is okay. If I were you is right and it's good. But if I was you in the second conditional, it's bad. It's not good. It's not right. Please remember it. And the next, either clause can come first. Here, guys, pay attention to these two sentences. If I were you, I wouldn't accept that. Also, I wouldn't accept that if I were you. So, the differences between them are 1 comma. If I were you and comma, yes, here. Why? Because if the condition clause comes first in the sentence, we put comma after it. But if result clause come the first, we don't put the comma here. Please remember, guys, don't forget about it. So, the homework for you, in order to practice what I've said before, you should do this. You should write down the endings of these two sentences. If I were 10 years old again, blah, blah, blah. If the weather wasn't so hot, and so on. If you didn't have to work tonight, and your endings. You have to write the endings of these three sentences at home on your notebooks. Okay? So let's review today's lesson then. So, the form of the second conditional if plus past simple, modal verb, and infinitive. So, where we use the second conditional, we use to talk about hypothetical or unlikely, about impossible situations. So, we use where with I in the second conditional. If I were you, if I were a president, if I were a millionaire, and so on. And last one, either clause can come first. We should use the commas correctly. So our lesson is finished. Thank you for your attention. I appreciate that you are